Before AI, we have traditional way of doing things, and there is some smartness added to this traditional way, like scoring the resumes based on the JD. That's the first level of intelligence that has come. So post AI, what we felt is we can do really amazing things, and we've thought we should give it a try with a full autonomous complete end-to-end process that feels exactly like humanic, that speaks exactly like human, that talks, interacts, moves, like gestures, everything should be exactly like human with human like intelligence. This is the statements that has been taken as a keynote in our internal discussion. Now that's a problem statement to me, because I have to go ahead and then try to find a solution for that. Yes, I've come up with a solution for that. I'm Suresh. I'm a senior technical consultant at GeekyAnts. So I work with product and innovation in AML stream, and also handle multiple solutionings for clients, and from starting from startup to enterprise grade. So what we have done, we have built a complete autonomous video avatar based interview powered by AI, different AI models. It's not one single model, it's multimodal based application. So that's the product that we have come up with. I'll quickly give a small glance about what my product is about. So first one is the screening, because in traditional way, the HRs will collect the resume, they will screen it, and then they will proceed for the first round of interview. They'll test for communication. The initial question set that is provided to them, which is in generic nature, that would be tested by the HR team. Then that is passed on to the technical teams to take it forward. Now there are two steps where HR team is involved at the beginning, which is where taking a lot of times, and then forwarded to the technical teams. The candidates or resumes that we are coming to the technical teams are not that quality, which is where the technical team is spending time. They're not getting quality candidates, so the time is wasted, the longer cycles, it's impacting business and cost, because every minute and every hour that the team is spending, that's a cost on hiring, right? So that is hugely impacted. Now what we have built, the very first thing, candidates will come, register to the hiring website that we have created. They will drop the resume against the JD, against the job that they want to apply for. It will take around a 1 minute max. It will parse your resume. It will check against the job description that has been applied for, and there would be a match algorithm that would run using the LLM again here. There's no manual algorithm that is written. We are using LLM and then mix and matching this, taking out the feedbacks, pros and cons from that. So if the score is above 80% or 85%, and that is where we treat as candidate as qualified for the next round of interview. That's what we tell to the algorithm, we tell to the AI model. Now AI model has given us the score. It tells okay 80%, and it gives me pros, it gives me cons, and quick couple of lines of feedback. If the score is less than the threshold, then we straight away reject the candidate and give the feedback points to the candidates. Now the candidates who has passed, who has qualified, they would be given with start interview, access to the start interview button. So they start an interview. So that is where we bring in the avatar, the AI model, which looks exactly like you, exactly like me, which speaks exactly like you and me. The body gestures, lip sync, the facial expressions, everything is like human. So you will never feel like you're speaking to an AI, because you can interrupt the AI. If say the AI avatar is asking you a question, you can interrupt it and you can ask for some feedbacks. You can ask for some follow-up questions, or summary, or whatever the questions that you have, right? That can be done. Now, so if you're asking too many questions without allowing avatar to proceed further, it will interrupt you as well. Like how say if I am taking an interview, if my candidate is asking me too many questions and I'm running out of time, now that is where I'll need to stop the candidate, and I'll need to tell, I'll give you clear feedbacks at the end, let's continue the interview. That's exactly what the avatar will also do here. Now it starts with the questions, it goes one at a time. So we have used speech to text, text to speech, and LLM and the avatar model. Combination of these four AI models, we have created this primary product. Now as the candidate keeps answering, the follow-up questions would be made or the new questions would be made, and that's how the interview will proceed. Now there's one more point to highlight here. We have introduced checkpoints as well. Say after fourth question, if you decide that the candidate is performing very bad and is not at all matching to expectations, that is where we stop the interview and we say bye to the candidate. That is done by the avatar, fully autonomous. We have just given instructions that okay, you need to have 2 checkpoints in your 30 minutes interview slot, and at first checkpoint evaluate all the questions and then either exit or proceed. The same goes for second checkpoint, or it would be the 30-minute end slot. Now it's not just this is not the only feature, right? Apart from whatever that I've spoken, there is also real-time analysis. Now your HR team can just simply sit in their desk, they watch their desktops, watch their televisions, and monitor all the interviews that are happening in real time. So as I take the interview, that is where the real-time transcribe will be going in chunks, and that is added and reflected on the real-time dashboards that has been created for the HR teams. They can monitor the real-time transcribe. They can check the real-time analysis of each and every question as well. So when the second question is being answered by the candidate, they already have the first question analysis with the proper rating, pros, cons, and what should be improved, what is good at. So this real-time analysis is happening via a background evaluation task that we have created, right? So this is really helpful for the HR team now. They can even interrupt in between and they can say, okay, the candidate is not performing well, you can immediately exit. Okay, that can be done by the HR team. It's not just the checkpoints alone. So every step that we have taken here is to save, the efforts, to save the resources, to save the cost for the business. Because say it doesn't matter if you spend long hours on a wrong candidate, right? Just stop at right point and exit. So you're not utilizing your CPU, you're not utilizing your avatars or AI models. The same computation is available for some other candidates to utilize. So we can find a right candidate, isn't it? So this is our white labeled version. Now this is on the candidate side, while on the admin side, the HR team, so they would have this real-time dashboard. So all of this data would be updated in real time. So there would be monthly trends, there would be all the job descriptions which can be managed from here, and applications will be coming here with different kinds of filters, search, right? And we have interviews which would also be coming from here. So all of this data would get updated. Now let's go back to the user side and get started. This is for sign up, but I think we will use a test user here. Let's go to the test user. We'll use a test@example.com. Let me type in my password. I'm in. So I can see all my jobs, I can see my applications. Okay, I'm using some test passwords, that's why it's showing some warnings. But this is a test user that we've logged in. We have no applications. We can browse through all of these active jobs. So we can see the job descriptions. I click on it, so we can see all the details. We can go back. Now let's apply for this senior software engineer role. Okay, let's click on the apply. This is where we drag and drop the resume. I'll select the resume. I'm selecting my resume. Now let's apply to this. Okay, this is a white labeled version, which is why you would see all the information like this is being analyzed by AI. The processing is happening in real time. All of that is shown to the website because this is white labeled. In the actual product that we use, we don't show all of this to the candidate. Okay, so we can see the application is submitted. We can see it is ready for interview, right? Qualified with 8.5 out of 10. Now let's switch to the admin side. Let me refresh the page. We can see one application in total. We have 8.5 as the average pre-check score. There's no interviews happened because the score is also 0. Recent application is this. Now let's go and start an interview from the candidate side. Okay, let's move to the candidate. it will show you all the informations, introduction, technical questions, real time, all of this. So this is purely added for the demo purpose, because this is white label version. We don't show that how many questions would be asked and what would be evaluated by the AI agent. That is something that we don't show when we use it with the actual users, which we are doing it as of date. So I'll just check my mic and camera and I'll allow this permissions, then it is ready. Then my start interview button is available. Now as soon as I start my interview, this will open up the portal for me. It will start a session with the AI avatar. It will initialize it, right? It will connect to that avatar. So we can see clearly, the interview screen is starting up. It is loading. You can see, and now let's see while it loads, let's see and how it is going to look like on the admin side. Okay, let me refresh the page again here. So we can see there's one interview, right? Now let's go to the application. We can see qualified and interviews in progress. Let's go to the interview. It's still pending. It's not started yet. Okay. Now let's come back. Let's check for our camera settings again for the second time, and then let's click on join. So as soon as I click on join, this is where the avatar will join on the other side. Let's greet. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
So
it's nice to meet you, John. I'm excited to learn more about your background and experience. Let's get started with the interview. Can you tell me a little bit about your current role at TechCorp Inc. and what you've been working on recently?
So I've been working as a full stack developer from past few years, and I'm here for the same senior software engineer role as a full stack developer. I think rest of the details are already available from the resume. So I've answered something and AI is processing it, and
That's great, John. I appreciate you sharing that. I've reviewed your resume and it looks like you have a strong background in full stack development. I'd like to dive a bit deeper into your experience. Can you walk me through your experience with designing and implementing scalable microservices using Python, Node.js, and PostgreSQL, as mentioned in your resume?
So we can play as if like normal human also. So I don't want to explain this. I think can we move on to the next question? I'm not comfortable taking that question. So while
I completely understand,
John. Can even interrupt.
No worries at all. We can definitely move on to the next question. Let's try something a bit different.
Hold on a second. I think I wanted to discontinue from this role. I'm feeling this is not a right role for me. Can we stop the interview process right away? So this is how we
I completely understand, John. It can be frustrating when we don't feel like a role is a good fit. I'm happy to wrap up the interview process right away. I appreciate your honesty and willingness to share your concerns. Before we go, I just want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me today.
Okay,
if you have any questions or need any further assistance, feel free to reach out. Have a great day, John.
So we can see in real time it's happening, right? We can see all of this data, whatever that is being answered, that we are answering, it is evaluating in real time and it's showing. Now let's say, assume, I've told I want to exit. Now I'll say I want to continue. So I think I've changed my mind. Let's continue with the interview.
No problem at all, John. I'm glad you're willing to continue. We can pick up where we left off. Let's try to make it a bit more conversational, okay? So you mentioned earlier that you weren't comfortable discussing your experience with microservices. Can I ask, what specifically made you hesitant to talk about that? Was it something in particular that you're not familiar with or something else?
No, I think I am familiar, but my answer might sound generic, which is why I'm not comfortable speaking. Probably if we go on to any technical questions, that would be more interested and I would be able to answer better, or like a gunshot questions.
It makes sense, John. You're worried that your answer might come across as generic or not particularly insightful. I totally get it. Technical questions can be a great way to showcase your skills and knowledge.
So I have exited, or unintentionally I went off. Okay, this will abruptly end the interview because the user has exited it. Now in our future version we are thinking to have some buffer time for this, as in wait for 5 minutes after user exits, and if user is not joining back, then we exit the call. So these are some things that we are taking thinking to take care of. Now let's go into the admin side and let's get back to our interviews and see. Okay, we will see here, we'll see the entire transcript has been updated. And since question 4 was not answered and it was abruptly ended, so we will see it is like just waiting. And by the way, the entire evaluation is completed. So we can see 3 minutes, 4 questions, only 3 were answered, and performance is very poor. All of the details were clearly specified. Now the same thing is also shown to the candidate as well, that we have just saw, right? So we just saw here. So the same thing has been shown here. So yeah, I think that's what I would like to show. So candidate, it just shows no details. Probably this is a white label version, which is why our team has not included the view results page. So this is how the entire interview process is created. I think we can even go ahead and check the same. So we will see we cannot reapply because you have passed the qualification, but your interview was not selected. Now I can take any other roles. I can apply for some other roles if my resume is matching, but I cannot apply for the same role again, right? And even avatar, right now we are using for the demo purpose, we are using the default one that is provided as in the pre-trained one, right? So we would also we can also create our own version if you would like to do it. So I can seed my own video, I can seed my own audio and train my model and create the avatar, and that can act as the interview bot for me. So whatever my voice modulations, the pitch in my voice, all of that would be clearly exhibited when we train our model and execute the same. So that flexibility is fully provided. Now, what is it matters to business, right? So as I told, in traditional way, your HR team is spending 3 to 5 days for pre-screening and first round of interview. That's a long cycle. And you need a lot of manual effort, lot of HR team to process like thousands of resumes. Isn't it really time consuming? There is a cost involved for every minute that the HR team is spending, right? So now with the interview that we have created, the bot that we have created, right, your manual efforts are reduced. Your HR team is just monitoring, and they are only taking if AI is if they want to interrupt the AI and end the interview, that's what they're doing. They're taking the reports out of it, right? And the longer 3 to 5 day cycle is now reduced to 1 to 2 hours max based on the candidate's availability, right? And it can be easily scaled. You don't need to worry about, say you have 2000 requirements. Now you need to scale HR team, right, in traditional way. That's not really required now. You just need to put up one more server, auto scaling, done. So your avatar computation has increased. It can take now 2000 interviews in parallel. That is highly possible, right? So now for startups or even for enterprise clients where huge requirements would be there, so this process is going to really help them. And it is also going to be quicker, consistent, and there is no human biasness. So when I am taking an interview, say I might be doing it right for 5 interviews, but probably after 6th interview or 10th interview, I might feel bored because doing the same job again. Or I might be biased if, say, the candidate might be from my same native place or might be from same my college as what I've studied, right? There might be some interest that might match, and human mind tend to have some biasness towards where there is a co-matching that might happen. So this biasness is completely avoided by the artificial intelligence, right? So that's a core benefit for the business, which is critical. Now, since the cycle time is reduced, manual efforts are reduced, your the quality candidates that you get, right, that would also be increased now. So the candidates that you forward to your technical team will always be quality. There would be always good quality. Now the technical team will spend on a right amount of time. So say in traditional way, if 100 candidates are being interviewed by technical team, they might be only selecting 5 or 10. Now, the 100 candidates that are forwarded to the technical team, they would have around 80 to 90% success rate. That's what we have observed, and it really worked well for us. And even the cost, the entire cycle, because the cycle time has reduced and resource utilization has reduced, a lot of cost is also reduced. We are saving a lot of cost, and I believe it is going to help businesses to save a lot of cost for sure. So this is what we have built, and right now we have only tapped in to the voice and the real-time analysis and a human-like feel. That's our primary approach. But what can be done in addition, we can even capture the video of the user. We can add the cheat analysis. We can see if users are trying to cheat. We can even run a background executor, say, because users are going to log into our website. So we can add an extension or put some conditions to identify if there's any AI softwares or cheating tools has been installed, so that our AI interview bot identifies it prior and flags it before even continuing the interview. Or even during the during the interview, we can clearly identify and restrict that interview if the candidate is cheating. Now the videos can be captured, analyze on top of it, see if the candidate is answering properly, or is using any proxies, or he is using any cheating, right? That all can be done on top of it, which is our next step ahead. Right now, whatever that we are doing is really working out with 80% rate for us. So we have passed it, but these are something that are in our pipeline which can be added on top of it. Now when we build, we also had one challenge, that testing. We cannot directly go ahead and test on our candidates, because that's we might even lose a right candidate, right, without proper testing. So the metrics, if we see any backend application, we usually have common metrics. But since we are using AI models, embedding models clearly here, so the metrics and evaluation process, testing process is completely different. This is what worked out for us. And if you are also having similar problem, and if you want to automate your interview process, you want to break your cost, you want to break your long human cycles or traditional ways, do reach out to us. We are happy to help you. We'll build your own avatar, with your own face or your own audio, video, and all of that, because the avatar is fully customizable. So do reach out to GeekyAnts and our team. We are happy to help you in setting up your first autonomous interview process. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching with me. Thank you.